What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video today here on CodeNamePizza. And yes dudes, that is right, you guys have seen the title and you've seen the thumbnail, and I have played Call of Duty 2019, which is of course titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now I understand that's a little bit confusing because of course we've had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and we've also had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, but this is a brand new game. Now you will be seeing some returning characters that were in the Modern Warfare trilogy inside of the brand new Modern Warfare in Call of Duty 2019, but it's a completely different game altogether, and the timelines are completely different. The reason why they've done this game is because back in 2007 when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was made, that was the modern warfare of that time, the real warfare which is happening in day-to-day life across the world. But of course that has all changed in the past 12 years, and now that we're in 2019, warfare is completely different. Therefore they made a brand new Modern Warfare game this year which reflects the warfare in day-to-day life in 2019. So before we get any further into this video, if you guys are hyped about this game this year, and trust me, I've got a lot to tell you guys and it's really good, make sure you absolutely smash that like button right now. For this game, I know we can get 2,115 likes, so make sure you absolutely smash that like button right now. Click the subscribe button if you are brand new to the channel to become the latest member of the Pizza Club. And with that all said, sit back, relax and enjoy everything I've got to tell you guys about Call of Duty 2019, which is of course titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So Activision took me to LA to go and see the brand new Call of Duty game, and we got to see a lot of brand new missions that were inside of that game as well. So first things first, thank you so much to Activision for giving me this opportunity. I've been the biggest Call of Duty fan since 2007 when I first got COD 4, so this was a real opportunity for me that I massively appreciated. So thank you so much to Activision. But let's talk about Call of Duty 2019. So before we start talking about the campaign mode, let me talk a little bit about some special features that are going to be implemented into this year's Call of Duty that we've never seen before. Crossplay. That is right, the team over at Infinity Ward have taken massive steps to try and get crossplay into this game, which means we're going to be able to play across PC and console, which is crazy. People have been asking about this for so long, and now it's finally inside of this game. Also, one thing that I can mention to you guys is that the traditional season pass that we've seen for a long time now in Call of Duty is gone altogether. So Infinity Ward can now deliver free maps and content as well. So what we've seen is campaign, but we're also told that Modern Warfare has a multiplayer mode and a co-op mode, but we have no idea what those are as of right now, apart from our actual press statement which says players will be thrust into the ultimate online playground with a classic multiplayer experience and an all-new cooperative play mode featuring a collection of strategic co-op missions accessible to all skill levels that only Call of Duty can deliver. So we still have no idea what that co-op mode could be. It sounds a little bit like Spec Ops, but it literally could be anything. We also know that Call of Duty Modern Warfare will have a full PC version which will be accessible and available on Battle.net. So once again, another year of Battle.net for the PC. Unfortunately, this game is not coming to Nintendo Switch as of right now. We've not heard anything, but when you think of Call of Duty, you don't really think of a Nintendo console. So we know 100% right now the game is coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on Friday, October the 25th, 2019. So another October release, which is really good. So I'm going to read out one more press release just before we jump into me explaining the missions that we saw inside of the campaign. So this press release says, Call of Duty Modern Warfare pushes boundaries and breaks the rules the way only Modern Warfare can with an edgy, cultural relevant single-player campaign. Players will engage in breathtaking combat operations alongside a diverse cast of international special forces and freedom fighters throughout iconic European cities and the Middle East. Fans will experience personalities from the Modern Warfare series, including the iconic Captain Price, while experiencing visceral frontline encounters with lethal Tier 1 operators who work within the grey area of their rules of engagement. Single-player gameplay is reflexive and strategic, supporting the narrative through a variety of different playstyles, including close quarters, stealth missions, and long-range combat that puts tactical decision-making to the ultimate test. So even though I've seen it, just reading that makes me extremely excited to see even more of this game. But now let's actually go on and talk about what I saw when I went to Infinity Ward. So let's do the first thing that I look at when I see a brand new video game. Because I'm a complete nerd, I like to look at the graphics. I like to see how the game visually looks. When it comes to some Call of Duties in the past, I've been a little bit disappointed. When it came to like IW multiplayer, it just didn't look very nice. When it came to Call of Duty World War II, it was very brown, very gray, very grainy. It just didn't visually look nice. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare looks insane. Now, everything we're going to be talking about was played on a PlayStation 4. Now, with this game, the crew at Infinity Ward have used a brand new piece of technology. Normally with video games, you would have someone create the art and graphics for that game from scratch. But Infinity Ward have done something really cool. They've started using this technology where everything inside of the game is actually scanned into the game using thousands of cameras. And it's not just the objects in the game, it's the actual landscape and skyboxes as well. They've used drones to do this exact same technique when it comes to mountains or the actual skylines in certain maps. And honestly, it looks really good. This is by far the best graphics we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game. I was actually blown away when I first saw the graphics. Honestly, they are insane. Now, leading on from graphics, let's talk about sound design, because the sound design in this game is absolutely crazy. So normally in Call of Duty, you would be able to go around, shoot a weapon, and you would hear the sound of the weapon, and you would also hear the shells hitting the ground. But with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the sound design team over at Infinity Ward have implemented this awesome feature where you can actually hear the echo of the sound or the grenades that you explode inside of the whole environment that you guys are in. Another great feature that they showed us is if you are next to a building or you're next to another object and you're shooting your weapon, you'll actually hear the bullet casings come out of the weapon and hit whatever you are standing next to. It's a really great effect, and it definitely immerses you even further into the game that you are playing. And another great feature that they showed us while this was happening is that you can now reload while aiming down sight. Yes, that is right. Something we've wanted in Call of Duty for so many years, especially with the sniping community. This is a big deal. Being able to reload while you're actually aiming down sight is crazy. So that is now inside of the game, which is really good. And another feature is that they have upgraded the night vision tremendously. If we look back to Call of Duty 4, the night vision inside of that game just turned the screen green. It really didn't help out that much. But in this game, you can walk into a fully black room that you can't see anything, activate your night vision goggles, and you'll be able to see everything inside of that room perfectly, which is so good, especially in some of the stealth missions. Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, let's talk about the actual missions in general. So of course, we are now in 2019, and this game reflects warfare in real world situations. So terrorism is massively included in this game. If you imagine the mission No Russian from Modern Warfare 2 and how shocking at the time that was, this game is like that, but even crazier. For the entire time I was at Infinity Ward, my jaw was fully open, just shocked at what I was actually seeing. But you get immersed into the storyline and you start really getting a connection for the characters, which makes the game feel really nice. So the first mission that we got to see was actually set in London, and it was set at Piccadilly Circus. And within 30 seconds of us watching this scene of London, which looks beautiful by the way, we see a Jeep explode into a building, blowing up loads of people, and it's then our job to go and find where the terrorists are located. We then got put onto the next mission where we actually find the safe house of the terrorists, and we use night vision to be able to see our way around. We break down the door for the terrorist safe house and start picking off the terrorists one by one. A feature inside of the game that they actually told us about this mission is that they decided to make it one of the most realistic missions ever in video games, and I definitely think they've done a great job with that. It feels crazy good. And another feature that they told us about as well is that inside of this game, they had to do a lot of changing compared to other Call of Duties. Everything inside of the game is set to real world scale. They explained that in other Call of Duties, even though you may not have noticed, every door inside of the games were a lot bigger than the actual characters. And that's because the character that you play as couldn't physically fit through them. But now they've made it all one-to-one scale, so the characters and the doorways and the environments are the correct scale of real life. The safe house mission is really good. After this, we went over to another mission which was set in the Middle East. Now this mission is completely different to anything you've seen in Call of Duty, because one of our protagonists is actually a young girl who's around 9 years old. When this mission starts up, you are buried in rubble because a bomb has just gone off in the area that you live. You start trying to draw attention to yourself so someone will save you, and finally you do. Soldiers manage to find your location, pick up debris, and finally save you. But in this process, you look over and you see that your mother has been killed in the explosion, and you now need to fend for yourself. Luckily, your father comes along and makes sure you're safe and tells you that you need to get back to the house with him, and it turns into a stealth mission to go and rescue your brother from the house. In this mission, you see a lot of people getting killed by the Russian army inside of this little village. This mission is really shocking. Once you make it to the safe house, you find your brother, and then a Russian guard breaks down the door inside of your house, has a bit of a scuffle with your father before finally shooting your father in front of you, meaning that you and your brother need to now fend for yourselves. The next few minutes is a bit of a cat and mouse game inside of the house, finding different objects like screwdrivers and knives so you can go and stab this Russian soldier inside of your house until you finally kill him with his own AK-47. Like I said, it's a pretty shocking mission. After this, you and your brother manage to find gas masks inside of the house, one from your father's dead body and one from the Russian soldier that you just killed. Because the Russians are dropping dropping poisonous gas on your little village, you do need to wear those gas masks to escape that village. And that is what you do. Once again, it turns into a bit of a stealth mission to get out of that village. And finally, right at the end of the mission, the final thing we see is the little boy distracting the guards by setting off his cell phone ringing across a field, while the little girl goes and picks up a magnum, shooting a soldier in the face. And they are the missions that we actually got to see in this game. Once again, the weapons look great, the environment looks insane, and we're definitely in for a really great time with this campaign. I was a massive fan of the campaigns in the Modern Warfare trilogy, so this just makes me super excited. And hopefully we hear a little bit more about this game in the future with regards to some of the multiplayer stuff and also some of the third game mode if we are in fact getting one. But there you go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. That was Call of Duty 2019 Modern Warfare, everything that I could possibly tell you right now. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, make sure you absolutely smash a like on the video right now. We're going to be aiming for 2,115 likes, and if you are brand new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and become the latest member of the Pizza Club. But with that all said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Thank you for watching, guys, and peace out.